Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. Folks, the important topic for tonight is our parent information session that will be taking place this Tuesday evening at Kenmore West from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, just to clarify, you can come to that meeting. It's in person. You can also watch that meeting. It will be live streamed, and the meeting will also be recorded and put up on our website. So just to demystify what that meeting is going to be, I'm going to be sharing the best information that we have at this time. And after that sharing, people will also have the opportunity to ask questions, and we'll do it digitally. We're going to have a QR code where people can submit their questions electronically. You could see the team at work, how they answer questions. Also, then we'll be able to leave there with a nice FAQ, a frequently asked questions document, based on all of the feedback and questions that we get that evening as a resource for our families. So tonight, I want to share those topics that we're going to discuss on Tuesday. So one of the hottest topics, obviously, that we'll discuss on Tuesday evening is masking. And as of right now, we're still waiting on guidance from Erie County. Folks, just to be clear, we know that guidance from the CDC highly recommends masking. We see masking is being more and more required throughout the community as transmission rates rise. We don't have the full clear view of what Erie County is going to say yet, but we hope to have it by that information session on Tuesday, and we'll be able to share a final decision about our district at that time as well. As far as the rest of the meeting goes, we're going to be focusing on the following topics. We're going to discuss distancing. We're going to talk about different quarantine regulations that will exist. We'll talk about some of our procedures from last year that are going away, and also some of the procedures from last year that we're going to keep in place. We're going to talk about what breakfast and lunch will look like. We're going to talk about our protocols, like our cleaning and sanitizing protocols. We're going to discuss transportation. Also, we'll hit on some of those topics that Kenton is really known for, besides the cleaning and disinfecting, because we really have been cutting edge on that even since before the pandemic. We're going to talk about ventilation in the schools and how we're continuing that. We're also going to talk about in the event of having a student or a staff member that becomes symptomatic during the day, what our procedures look like this year. We will really touch more on, if you remember on our last board meeting, during our last board meeting, I should say, I discussed a partnership with Erie County as far as COVID-19 testing. There's two types of testing. There's proximal testing, surveillance testing. We're going to talk about the differences between those, and if people want to participate in it, because it is totally volunteer, but I want to give people information so they can make an informed decision on that. We'll talk about contact tracing. We'll talk about our school events. Additionally, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to release a document on Monday that will really be the premise of our entire information session on Tuesday evening. And this 2-page document, it's very succinct, and it hits on all these topics that I just discussed today. It's really a need-to-know document for our families coming into the 21-22 school year. We'll release it on Monday. That way families can see it a day before that parent meeting, and then we'll really use that as a premise for our meeting on Tuesday. But here's the great news. 365 days ago, we were having all of this talk, but it was really focused on hybrid or virtual. The great news is that today we know, right now, in September, we are starting full-time, 5 days a week, in school, in person, and going about business as usual. That is something to be very excited about. I know that there are a lot of emotions about masking, and we'll talk about that on Tuesday. But, and I'll give you all the information to the best, but folks, we are not going to make this information session on Tuesday about anything else other than being able to share the best information, the most information that we can with our families at that time. It's very important that we do that. You've been waiting long enough. And we really want to take that opportunity to share and really also realize and have some of the realization that we have a lot to celebrate right now. We have a lot to celebrate. Our kids are coming back. Our kids are going to be here full time. We're coming back together full time. You'll see some additions throughout the district. I want to share some of that with you as well, like tents going up outside of schools so that we have some other options to go outside. So please do everything that you can to continue and be the Kenton that we are all so proud of. We've worked together. We've had each other's backs. And in the face of adversity, we've always remained positive and making sure that we're really showing the trail for our children on how we get through difficult times together. I really hope to see you, whether it's in person or virtually, on Tuesday night. And in the meantime, let's stay proud, let's stay strong, and I promise you, we will come out of this moving Kenton forward. Have a great weekend.